Welcome back to your second year of Master of Physiotherapy. It doesn't actually feel like that long ago since I welcomed you into PP1, and here we are talking about your final placements to finish off your year. So soon you'll have access to a list of placements that you can start to pore over and develop your preferences. The team want to give you a little bit of strategy and some ideas about how this came about so that it helps help you make some decisions. Now, across this year, you need to complete 3 different placement experiences. These are in cardiorespiratory, neurological rehabilitation, and a mixed experience. Let's have a look at when these can occur. So this is your academic calendar. I've just cut the bits that are important to you. You will see on the very right-hand side, we've got all the blocks. So blocks 4, 5, 6, and 8 are when your placements can occur. So during this time, you'll have a cardio placement, a neuro placement, a mixed experience, and usually 5 weeks break in there. Now, this is the form I need you to be looking closely at. Can you step back for a moment and recognise the number of physiotherapists and support staff that make this happen? There are hundreds of placement experiences here, and I just want to take hats off to our profession. When we're pulling these together, the Clinic team have been really happy with the variety and depth of experiences that are available to you. There's definitely quite a few that I'm like, oh, I wouldn't mind going on that placement again, or having a look through there, or that's one I've never experienced before. So we're pretty happy. Now, why do we package them together like this? Well, we have accreditation standards to meet to ensure that each student has the breadth of experience across our physiotherapy profession. As you know, when you graduate, you need to be able to work in all the areas of physiotherapy as a new graduate, not just a specific niche that you might be particularly interested in. So because of this, we package together the final year's worth of placements. I'll talk a little bit more in detail about this now and how you might have a look. But for now, it's okay to have this document in front of you and just be having a little look through it. So I'm going to bring up the document that I want to talk through here. All right. Okay, now let's have a look. So, for example, these are our blocks. Just let's get orientated. Cardio is blue, neuro is pink, and then mixed can be either of these 3 colours, but it's typically mostly in yellow. Purple is for paediatric experiences. Orange is for women's health experiences. So just say you're student 1 going on placement. This means in block 4, you'd be going to Allied Health Connect. Block 5, you'd be having a break. Block 6 off to Townsville for a cardiorespiratory experience. And then obviously block 8 onto Gold Coast University Hospital. So when I say packaging, this is what I mean, that this line is those 3 placements and that break linked together. So just to really bring this message home, another one would be, just say you're going in line 8 experiences. Block 4 would be a break for you. Block 5 would be off to cardiorespiratory at Pindara Hospital. Block 6 off to the Prince Charles Hospital for neuro. And then block 8 would be Allied Connect. So just start to have a look at what you might be seeking to gather out of this experience. I just want to flip slides for a moment. All right, so have a think, what are you trying to gather and how might you find this in the spreadsheet? So I want to bring a couple of examples up. So I'll pop this back up. So we have another, how do students approach this year? I want to give you some context. So for example, if you have a significant family event that's happening in block 5, whether it be, new arrivals in your family or weddings, for example, you would probably go through this spreadsheet and start to asterisk every line that has a break in block 5. And then that's going to start to, support your choices. So what are some other examples? A number of you, for example, have interest in particular areas, so whether it be pediatrics or women's health. Well, you would start to move through this spreadsheet and highlight any of these purple ones for paediatric, for example, and that kind of increases your chances of getting one of those placements. Similarly, a number of you are really gunning for Queensland Health positions, and you'll see that there are a number of lines that have 2 of those placements in Queensland Health. So that can be a really nice way to bolster your experiences and your kind of CV when that becomes time. There's also another few lines in here for other ways for you to think about this. For example, I know there's a few class members who really do need to stay somewhat local, and there's a number of lines that have placements where there'd still be like daily travel involved, but you could probably still live at home. So those lines are there and available too. Similarly, I appreciate that funds can be really tight this year, especially when you're traveling and need to do placements. So there's quite a few lines in here that have an amount of subsidised accommodation available. We're pulling together a list to help you make decisions around which placements have subsidised accommodation available and how that might support you during this final year. So there's lots of different ways you might approach this spreadsheet, and I just want to give you some hints and tips about how you might do that. So I'll drop that back. All right, so we did the examples there. Not sure if any of those might apply to you. Now, what next? How do you actually preference? So you've been emailed a link to an online form, and obviously you've got the full packaging spreadsheet in front of you as well. I want you to complete this form by highlighting 6 lines that you think are great. So obviously all of those placements were numbered 1 to 79. And I want you to be highlighting which of these 6 would be great. Not 1 to 6 of the, all of the placements, which 6 would you be most interested in? You then submit this form and the email contains the due date. So what happens after that? Well, we have this fantastic algorithm, and I'm really grateful for this, and it looks at all of the packages, it looks at all the preferences that you as a cohort have submitted, and then it starts to distribute a line to each student. Obviously, this gets triple checked by the team as well. But last year, this algorithm had a 96% success rate, as in 96% of the students were allocated one of those 6 packages that they like. So we're pretty happy with how that's working. So we will have some drop-in sessions available, because obviously this is, you get a little bit of choice in how your placements run through, and we're keen to support that. So we will let you know when some drop-in sessions are running, so that you can kind of nitpick our brains and help problem solve which types of preferences and placements you would like. So for now, have a wonderful start to your second year, and I will no doubt be seeing you soon.